Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of our Road to Completion for Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. My name is XONEVANT.
And I'm Dormouse03.
And this is going to be a pretty long chapter. A lot of puzzles, a lot of stuff to collect. So this is going to be the last long chapter. I think after this particular chapter, they get shorter and shorter. So we'll get through this and we'll be all good. This is another one of those levels where you have to get all the boulders down to the bottom, like main areas, so you can kind of get through the door. It's one of those kind of type deals. We're just going to go ahead and get through this enemy. Remember, you're taking your one character there and getting all the points. Just make sure that you remember that. And I think the first thing we're going to be going for in this level is an ammo upgrade, which is in this second room right here. And the way that we're going to be getting this is I'm going to be standing on this platform over here. And it's going to cause that she's going to plant a bomb first. Then she's going to come and stand on her little platform. And then as it comes down, she's basically just going to pop that bomb. And that's going to get the boulder down to the ground. And then once we clear out all these enemies, we're going to show you how we get the ammo upgrade there. She's going to basically replace the boulder where she was standing. And then she's going to stand on the other side. I'm going to go back and stand on mine. She's going to switch. And then go ahead and pick that one up. Just like that. And then we'll be heading on to do our health upgrade next.
Yep. So after you get done with this room right here, you want to move on up. And then you see this corner that's sort of chipped away. You just grapple down there. Pick it up. Easy as pie.
Alright, and then now we're going for our next red skull and a reward challenge and a spider tile, because that's obviously you have to get 3 of the hidden spider tiles. So we're going to be showing you that in just a second. We got a couple things we got to do before we get there. One thing is we want to show you this room right here. This is going to become key as you play through this level, because pretty much all the boulders are going to come right here for the most part, and you're going to be able to bomb them through that hole in the center. So later on we're going to be time-lapsing this section. Just wanted to spend some time with you here to show you what you kind of have to do right there. And then just head up this way. There's going to be these 2 switches. Just go ahead and
ignore those.
Yeah, just go ahead and ignore those. And go ahead and kill all these enemies because they can be a little bit aggravating. And then we'll show you how we are going to basically solve this. So she's going to run to the other side and put a bomb the boulder over to me. Then I'm going to put this on there so I'm able to go through the fire. And then we're just going to come there. Now this is actually a glitch we've experienced a bunch of times where she can't come down the ladder.
Yeah, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's you. But where one person, you can't go down the ladder. It won't let you.
Yep. And the way you solve it is you just have the other player climb the ladder. And for some reason it just magically fixes it. So,
I think I just dropped off.
And that'll work too, yeah. Alright, so. And you're going to see another little... I don't know if this is due to lag or if it's a glitch, but it's another one of those little imaginary walls. Like you can see that she's high enough, but she's not quite getting it. But then she gets it. It's weird. So that's going to be your red skull. And then I'm shooting right there where your spider tile is. That's going to take care of all that for you.
It's a lot of things in that one little area.
Yeah.
And then still down here, there's a challenge tomb that we're going to go into.
Yeah, and we're going to be getting the Stone Serpent, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Another artifact.
Yeah, we're going to head through this way. I'll let you explain this.
So every time you shoot this target, it sort of switches up the spikes. And so your partner just kind of needs to be watching and see which spikes are going down and follow the little path that it makes every time you swap it out.
Yeah, you guys are lucky because you can just do what I did, but when you're doing this without a tutorial, it's kind of tricky because you do have to keep your eye out for the spikes. But you can just follow that path. You should be good to go. And now we're just going to backtrack up to this room. The next thing we're going to be going for is a weapon upgrade, some more weapons, the dual SMGs. But before we do that, we got to basically just get back through this room again. We got to get both of us on the other side of the fire. So we're just going to reverse what we did last time, basically. Get rid of the fire, and then we still have to get the boulder across. So now she's going to plant a bomb but come to the other side of the fire before she blows it up this time. That gets both players on the other side and the boulder as well, which is what you need. Then just go and set that up.
Put a bomb behind it.
And then when you pull these 2 levers right here, the door is going to open, and then you just want to bomb it through. There you go. That's going to pretty much solve all that. And then now you just have to get this ball down to that main room that we showed you earlier. You can go ahead and bomb it through if you want to, but we just kind of just leave it there, I think. Or do we bomb it through? I can't remember.
I think we do bomb it through because it's easier to get them in right this moment, because there aren't those. Later there's going to be some fireballs falling from the sky, and they make it trickier to get them in. So if you just can go ahead and get them in. Also, when there's a bunch of them in there, they kind of bang into each other and roll all around, and it's just easier to do them.
Yeah, chaos
as you get them down there.
And I think here, once you climb up this this rope with Totec, there's going to be some enemies that kind of pop out. So just make sure that you're ready to kill them with whichever one of your players is collecting points. Just make sure you take them out. They will follow you too. They'll keep following you and stuff. So make sure you take them out. And then here's the weapons that we were talking about earlier, right there on the altar. That's going to be your dual SMGs, which are really good guns, by the way. If you want to equip those, they're really strong guns for pretty much the rest of the game. They're really good. Alright, and then we're heading up to get our health upgrade in our next spider tile, right?
That is correct.
Gonna head up this ramp, and then what's gonna happen right here is that this bridge is gonna lock you in right about now, and then you're forced to kind of, figure this little puzzle room area right here. Gonna get some fire, and we'll talk to you guys about that in just a second. Let's go ahead and head upstairs though and get our health upgrade in our spider tile.
That is what we will do.
Yep, go ahead and collect these jewels. And then right here what you can do is, your instinct, I guess, is to push that boulder to where that little divot is right there, and then maybe try to jump across and get the health upgrade. But it's actually, I don't even think it's possible, but even if you were able to do it, you'd probably die in the lava. The best way is to just double jump on that center column using both your players and grab it that way. And then the spider tile that you're looking for, number 2, is right there in the corner of the map. There you go. That's going to take care of that. Now all you have to do is just push that ball to that divot and plant a bomb, and then your teammate puts a bomb in the center column, and you're just going to bomb twice basically. So just make sure you're talking to your teammate, let them know when you're about to blow your bomb up, and then you definitely want to bomb it across again right here, because if you're pushing it while you're trying to cross those fire traps, it's possible for you to die.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind, and just push this down the stairs.
And then you get to solve this lovely puzzle.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about this.
So what you're trying to do is bomb the boulders underneath the hands. And so one person has to put a bomb under the hand, and the other person has to put a bomb behind the boulder. And then you sort of blow them at the same time so that the ball will go up underneath the hand and hold it up.
Right.
So that it's not shooting those fireballs anymore. And you have to do that on both sides. And
it's real tricky to figure out exactly. I mean, you can kind of look at where we're putting them on the map right here, and you can kind of figure out what we're doing, but it's probably going to take you some trial and error to get this down. It took us a while to get our timing down too, so just keep practicing it. You should be okay after a couple of tries. And then now we're just going to go ahead and head up and pick up red skull number 2, which is actually right here. We call this the leap of death, because basically you have to jump with Totec and then grapple him before he dies, just to be able to get that skull. Pretty cool.
Yep. Pretty nifty little thing. And so the next thing that we're going to be doing up in this next little area, there's a lot of things up here. You're going to be getting a red skull, you're going to be doing a rewards challenge, and you're going to be getting your next boulder.
Yeah, but there's also an ammo upgrade here too, so there's a lot of stuff going on right here. If I can ever get up this thing, blow that up. You have to kind of climb up with Totec and then bomb it for him to be able to get up that way.
Timing is pretty precise
on
a lot of these parts, so.
Now you're gonna skip this section right here. There is a reward challenge for putting a ball inside of that, I guess, that altar area, if you will. We're gonna skip over that for now. I'm gonna let you explain this part, because this is all you right here.
Right. Well, you kind of have to skip that area at first because you don't have your boulder yet. So you just grapple to that ring there, and then Totec gets on sort of the middle of it, and then Lara is going to rotate him all the way around to the other side. And so there's going to be some little dinosaurs that come out, and he's going to take care of those because he's getting points, and also because I can't shoot while I'm holding this. And you just kind of want to take this slow, grab your ammo upgrade there in the center. If you see the little circles glowing red, you want to kind of hang back in the spaces in between those little diamond areas where you're a little bit safe.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of make it over to this other side here so he can go and hit that lever, and then it releases your next boulder.
Yep.
And so how we like to do this is, instead of trying to go through the fire again, we just bomb it to each other across these platforms. And it gets a little bit tricky. For me, at least, the ball, trying to roll it is really finicky.
Yeah, the physics are weird, I think.
I think he has less of a problem with it, and it may be just something to do with the different characters or whatnot. But you can just bomb it, to the person in the middle and then over to the other side. He puts a spear there, and you can jump up and grab red skull number 3.
Yep.
And then you can continue on rolling your boulder down into the area where we're going to do the rewards challenge we were talking about earlier with the skull pedestal.
And the trick to this reward challenge is just timing as well. It's all about where you put the ball at. You can see on the screen, we're going to show you where we put the ball. There's lines on the ground, right? There's tiles on the ground, so you want to make sure that it's on that center line, like right in front of that altar area. And you can kind of get an idea of where she puts the bomb and stuff. You can see here that it's a little bit glitched. Obviously, it looks like it doesn't go in. On her screen, it went in perfect, right? Isn't that what you were telling me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But from my footage right here, you guys easily saw that it wasn't in. So I was like, it didn't go in. And she was like, nope, it's in on my screen. So your teammate may actually be seeing something different there than what you're seeing. So keep that in mind. Then we're just going to backtrack all the way back down here and put our third boulder in. And now those levers clear out. The fire goes away. You just want to pull both of those. That's basically just going to release that bridge again that locked you in earlier. And now you can actually go back down. Now we're just basically heading back to the main room. We're going to do a couple little things on the way down there, but mainly we're just heading back downstairs at this point.
Yeah, the main objective at this point is for you to get all of the boulders down into that main room so that you can use them to stop the fire.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple more enemies right here too. Obviously, continue to get your points if you're still working on those. I think at this point I've already met my challenge.
It was only 120,000 points, so he'd already gotten it.
But if you haven't gotten your points by then or by now, you're going to get them in that room right there because there's a lot of points for you to get.
Right, and there are more enemies even further along as we're going back, so there's plenty of opportunities for points here.
Now we're just backtracking all the way back. There's going to be a couple more undying right here. And this is the room we were telling you about earlier where all the boulders were eventually going to go. Now this can still be tricky because now you have these little flaming balls of death coming down from the sky.
And they can kind of knock the balls out of where they're supposed to go, so you just got to be careful.
And you definitely don't want to forget about your boulder here. It's kind of easy to forget because you're trying to get back to the main room so fast. Just make sure you clear out all these enemies, get it down the stairs, and now you should have all 6 boulders downstairs. Get all that. Yep. And then that's going to be able to open up the main gate. And now we're heading to a challenge room to get a mask once you get through this gate. And I'm going to let you talk about this next challenge room, I think, because we could not figure this challenge room out when we first got here. I don't know.
It's very weird.
It's the look of the room. We were like, man, this. And then when you finally do it, it's actually not that tricky at all.
No, it's not too bad.
If you go straight ahead here, you're actually heading toward the end of the level. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But go ahead and make a left, go into this challenge room, and I'm gonna let Lara Croft take it away.
So the way that this works is when you step on that square plate, it lets those little things down, and it also lets the gate down where the artifact is. So you need to be stepping on it, but if you step on it, then all of the other walkways go away. So what we do is you just have Lara kind of go around here and wrap her grapple all the way around that pole right there. And then she comes back and stands sort of on as far as you can on the right edge of that things so that you get the grapple as far over as possible, and that way Totek can jump over and grab your relic. And now sometimes you have some trouble jumping back onto the grapple, but as long as you pick up the relic, it's okay.
Yeah, you're good to go. We don't mind taking deaths in this game, son. You got to just take the death sometime to get it done. All right, so now we're going for red skulls 4 through 10. They're all on this bridge, and then spider tile number 3, which is at the end. Now, because we were filming this and we wanted to get everything in one take, we kind of pushed the action pretty hardcore, and we die more than we normally would. Like if we were doing like a regular speed run or something, we wouldn't die as often as you're gonna see here. In your game, obviously, you can just take your time. You can die as many times as you do, because you're gonna have multiple chances. But we kind of only have one chance, so we're just pushing the action pretty hardcore here, trying to get all these skulls. And anytime one person dies, the other person is just trying desperately to stay alive until they're able to spawn back in.
Right. And it's really hard to spawn back in because generally you just get behind.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10 when you spawn back in, there's nothing for you to spawn in on. You know what I mean?
And you just die.
And there's your spider tile. So, like I said, you're going to have as many chances as you need because you're not filming it, obviously. And that shouldn't be an issue for you. You saw where the skulls were. That's pretty much going to take care of that particular episode. We got all the points. Everything's done except for the speed run. Obviously, that's coming later on in the series. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed. See you in the next video. You guys be good.